Hi guys, Lindsay here with Storybook Family Farm. So one of the things that has actually bothered me the most about where we live at right now is how there is no privacy from the road, which, to some people would not be a big deal because, well, our road doesn't get that much traffic and we have one heck of a view here. But for me, it really bothers me that from the road, you can see everything that we have going on here. This is pretty much the perspective of from the road. You see all the rabbit tractors here, you see the barn way back there, the garden, everything. And to me, that's something that it's actually really bothered me. When we still lived in town, our house was one street over from the main road, so it was a really good cut through to avoid all the lights. So we had tons of traffic up and down our road, and the way that our yard was set up was pretty much all of the gardens were in full display at all times. So you really didn't feel a sense of privacy whenever you were outside working in the garden, unless if you let it get really big and overgrown in like a jungle. That was pretty much the only way that you could feel that you had some sort of a private escape. Even in the backyard there was an alley, and just kind of the same issues here with the neighbor's driveway over here, how it cuts back around our property and around the backside. It's kind of the same situation of there's really not much of a feeling of true privacy, especially when the leaves start falling. But anyways, what I did today was actually something that was in an attempt to rectify that situation. Even though we have put on video multiple times that we are wanting to move from this place, we have no idea when that's going to happen. And to be quite frank, I think that any future owner would actually really enjoy what I did today. So we actually had bought several months ago at a garage sale. There was somebody selling plants, which, we're suckers for that sort of a thing. They were actually selling Rose of Sharon bushes, which at our old house, we had a whole hedgerow that was of the Rose of Sharons that was really nice to be able to not have to look at the neighbor's house. But so I ended up buying them for like $1. There was 2 in the thing, and then we bought another potted plant that ended up, because we didn't get it planted fast enough, actually started sprouting a whole bunch of little Rose of Sharon seedlings in it. So that was really nice win. So I actually, at every single one of these fence posts here along the fence line here, that's at the front, obviously, I actually planted some of the Rose of Sharon. So this one here is a bigger one. It's about 1 foot to 1.5 foot tall. And then there's a second one that I put in the next space up. Actually, it was a space this way, because right in this spot here is where you have the massive amount of visibility, which, some people, they like having it all open. They like being able to have people drive by and see everything that they have and put it on display. I am not one of them people. When I was a little kid, anytime a car was coming by or anything, me and my sister, we actually used to yell "car," and we would take off running to try to hide behind trees. So for me, having it that, the only open area of our property that you can see all the way back, that's not ideal for me. For me, I would much rather it be that whole front side there, even though it would take away from the view, was completely covered in trees, just so in that way I felt a bigger sense of privacy and security. There's just something weird about me and ingrained in my brain that, if people can see me, I don't like it, which is really ironic that I also like to shoot videos for YouTube. But I guess part of that is that, weirdos like me tend to attract other people that are kind of oddballs too, that, are somewhat similar, I suppose. I suppose that if you've subscribed to this channel that you probably feel that you can relate to me in some capacity. But in other news, other things that had happened today, besides working on creating privacy, we did get a sizable amount of rain, which is kind of funny because of the fact that, we haven't really had any rain in months. Most of the summer we have not had any rain. It's been very dry. It's been a very intense drought in the Midwest. So it's kind of funny because today, watch out chickens, today was actually the day that the Amish roofer guy was supposed to come and put a new roof on the barn, which he did, which he also fell on the roof because of the rain and how slippery it is. But alas, we have a new roof. We no longer have a moss-covered roof back here, and this thing is going to be nice, just to be able to have an actual roof that we don't have to worry about any of the turkeys falling through again. That is a huge win. Really, guys? Chickens. But so we have the metal roof up. It's metal on both sides, obviously. I do plan on, in the future, putting gutters up. We do have a rain barrel that I had actually brought with us from when we lived in town. that I would love to be able to put up, so in that way when there is droughts and such, then we have additional sources of water, just so that way we can water the gardens, give it to the animals, and that sort of a thing. But that has not been a big priority since getting this property to really get that installed, which I really wish that I would have got that done already, because that would have been a really nice thing to have while we were in this mega drought. However, I do think that the drought is kind of busted. We are supposed to get more rain today. One day of rain is not enough to, fix this issue, especially because when I was planting the Rose of Sharon's, everything was still really, really dry, and just, clearly we definitely are still in a drought. But it is very nice to have a little bit of rain, because it made it so that way I could plant some stuff. But so I also got some hostas planted around the house today, picked up a whole bunch of broken glass that I found in the flower bed, which, makes planting stuff really fun. And then I got a fig tree planted and hydrangea. That's the other thing I got planted. So those were things that have been sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting for me to get the opportunity to get them in the ground. I finally made time, because I was also kind of sort of waiting for a little bit of rain, because, well, the ground was like concrete to try to dig in even with the rain. So anyways, that's it for today. I don't really have much energy left because, well, things were kind of crazy. While it was storming and pouring down rain, that's when he was on the roof, and I heard him when he fell, and he was screaming, and we really care about the guy, and it was just really stressful. But he got it done. It was kind of comical too. At that point, whenever he was out there, it was like such bad of a torrential downpour that our ducks and geese actually were hiding underneath of the hemlock tree to try to get out of the rain. And I told him about it, and he was laughing, and he's like, those things, they have much smaller brains than me, and even they knew, get out of the rain. So it was kind of funny. He's got a good sense of humor about him. So, but anyways, that's it for today. I'm going to try to take it easy before it's time to start milking again, because, well, life on a farm or a homestead is pretty much never ending in terms of chores and getting things done. So anyways, thanks for watching. Have a good one, guys.